Timer. Yeah. Tales from a Gemini with BT. Glad to have you guys here, man. We're doing this on a Friday evening, which is a different kind of energy. So I hope you guys feel it. And let's get right into it. My guest right now, waiting for me right now, is the creator of Black Girls Ride magazine, the brand ambassador for Indian motorcycles, and Polaris slingshots, and also a Sigma Gamma Rho sorority member. Let's hear it from Miss Porsche Taylor. How are you, Porsche?
I'm excellent. Thank you for having me.
No, you know what? The more I was looking you up, the more I just literally just fell in love with everything about you, because you're always so positive. You're about taking care of your body. You're about the motorcycle, and you're just about positivity. And those are my favorite people. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And that's why I'm so excited to have you on.
So sweet, man. I'm excited to be here.
So anyway, so let's get right to it. Okay, tell me about your life, because what I know is, I think you're from either Long Beach or South Central.
I'm from actually Inglewood, California.
Inglewood in the hood.
Yeah,
Yes.
Absolutely. I now live in Long Beach. I've been in Long Beach for about over 12 years now. I love it. It's great. I got a nice little spot by the beach here. And it's a wonderful life out here in California.
Well, I'll tell you what, for a brief period, I moved to LA. I lived off the Crenshaw and Slauson, off of 4th and Slauson. And my aunt goes to that church on Arbor Vitae. I don't know if you know it. It's a Lutheran church on Arbor Vitae.
I'm not sure what the name of the church is, but I know the area you're talking about real well.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know the name of it. When I first got out there, I was trying to be nice to my aunt and go to church, and so I went like 2 times, and then I think she knew that wasn't really my bag, and so
she knew that wasn't your deal, huh? She knew you was out there being a heathen. I get it.
I didn't say heathen. It just wasn't my thing. But yeah, I'll tell you, it was funny because it was an all black church, but the pastor was white, and the Sunday I went there, he did a rap. And it was the funniest thing you ever see. I know, you look at me like I'm crazy, but he did a rap, and then he finished it with the 80s kind of Run DMC, kind of like this. And I laughed so hard. I even think Jesus was laughing. It was so funny to watch him do that.
I can imagine. I can imagine God had jokes after.
But that's my experience in LA. So let's get to your life. Okay. So how'd you grow up? Like, was it a good upbringing? Bad? How was it?
I'm blessed, man. I was a Huxtable kid, pretty much. I have, my mom married a great guy, and he became my stepdad. I had the usual 70s kid story where your mom meets the first guy and he's kind of in and out, but then she gets with a stable brother, and that's kind of what happened with me. And so I went to Inglewood High School, graduated in '93, went straight to UCLA, graduated as a Bruin. As you mentioned, I played Sigma Gamma Rho at UCLA, so I've got the Black Greek ties, and I got right into corporate America. While I was at UCLA, I got into the music industry. So my background starts in the music business at Virgin Records. And then as an intern, and then from Virgin, I went to A&M and worked with Shaq under his label Twism.
Whoa, what was Shaq like? What was Shaq like?
Oh, he was amazing. Shaq was amazing. He had just got a deal at A&M Records at the same time that Ice Cube and his team got a deal. So we all worked all of those records. So we had Shaq, we had Ice Cube's We Be Clubbin' and the Players Club soundtrack. So that was kind of the beginning,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, my life's had a lot of great ups and downs. And so, after the music industry kind of collapsed on itself, and you started to see a lot of these companies folding, I got out of the music industry and got into the sneaker game. And I became a marketing manager for Adidas for about 10 years.
Okay.
So I was your favorite rapper's favorite sneaker supplier, right?
Who'd you supply? Who'd you supply? What rappers?
Everybody you could imagine, from Run DMC themselves to I was instrumental in doing the deal with Missy Elliott and creating her Respect Me line for Adidas, which was one of the first sneaker deals with an entertainer that wasn't an athlete. Mm-hmm. So we changed the game in that way. And then now you see it's pretty much the norm for someone to become a rapper and get a shoe deal. But back then it wasn't happening like that. So, so that was a big part of my life. And then, you hit a wall and go, there's got to be more to life than this. It's got to be more than sneakers and BET Awards and All-Star Weekend. And, so, I had my epiphany and realized that I really love motorcycles. I had a degree in history from UCLA, so I love to write. And I thought it'd be, be great to go work for a magazine, right? To write about motorcycles. When I started doing my research and I realized that there was nothing for women of color in the space. In fact, we weren't getting any representation at all when I started Black Girls Ride. So that became my passion, was to really show the motorsports industry that Black women were actually a part of the culture, and we deserved a seat at the table. And I'm excited in what we've done over our last 10 years. We just celebrated 10 years in 2011, from 2011 to now, by the way. And so, since then, now you're seeing ambassadors and different OEMs. You're seeing Black women in these commercials now because we've been able to show through our pages, through our website, through our social media, what Black women who ride look like. And, we've been working with different brands, and I'm excited about where we're growing to.
I'm almost ashamed to say that, at least the way I grew up, I never really saw women riding. I remember one, and that was it, growing up. And it was always like, all right, a lady riding, yes. And I thought, that's cool. But I knew there had to be a scene like that. It's just the way I grew up I never saw that, I was always fascinated about motorcycles. I loved anything motorcycle. But I know that when I saw a woman riding a motorcycle, and this may sound sexist, and you can get off in my ass if you want to, but whenever a woman rides a motorcycle, there's something even more attractive about them. Or there's something about that. Just seeing a woman ride a bike, I'm like, yes. You know what I mean?
And I'm going to be honest, I didn't see a lot of it either before I started riding. My first real contact with Black female riders came as a result of Biker Boys, believe it or not. The movie,
yes.
The corniest movie ever, right?
Yes.
But
yes.
The dopest thing to me about that movie, even at that time, so what happened was, I'll tell you a quick story. My cousin, who he's my older cousin by 5 years. He came to my house. He had a motorcycle. He had just bought his bike. He was like, oh, let me show you my bike. And he put me on the back. And I knew that I loved the feeling of riding, but I did not like the feeling of being a passenger.
Right.
So fast forward a couple of months, right? I get a great bonus from Adidas. I'm doing my thing over there. They give me a nice little bonus for Christmas. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna either buy a flat screen TV or I'm gonna buy a motorcycle. Right? So my cousin was like, yo, come with me, let's go see Biker Boys, right? We go to the movie, we go see Biker Boys, Lisa Bonet, Lawrence Fishburne, you know what I mean?
Right.
And the cool thing about the movie, though, were there were a group of women in the movie that rode their own motorcycles. They weren't passengers. They weren't, on the back of somebody else's bike. They weren't accessories. They were legit riders. And I could see myself. This is where they say representation matters.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I could see myself on the bike. So that's it. After the movie, the next day, I'm like, I'm trying to, get me a bike, right?
Yeah.
I do what all silly people do when they first want to buy a bike. I get on Craigslist. I'm like, let me see what I can get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I found the most beautiful 98 Kawasaki Ninja 600. I swear to God, I love that bike more than I love most people, right? And I got the bike, right? No lessons. I mean, my cousin had me doing figure eights in the parking lot. I had a helmet that was too big. Baseball gloves. I had some Adidas baseball gloves, right? It didn't matter. I was on the bike, right?
Yeah.
So I'm on the bike, fast and wrong through the little side streets. Luckily, nothing happened to me. I mean, I didn't have any mishaps. Please don't do it that way.
Yes.
If you want to get a bike, you need to go take the course. They're going to teach you how to save your life in case some sketchy things happen. They're going to teach you how to respond. Don't follow my lead at all. Don't ever go buy your first bike from Craigslist. That's the absolute wrong place to buy it. But that was my entry into the community. And the funny thing is, right, the first time I got the bike, so I'm excited. This is week 1, right? Okay. I hear about a bike night. This is the internet is like, what was it, 2003?
Oh my God, infancy.
Right.
It was infancy.
Infancy, right? So I get online, this is when message boards was huge, right? So I find out it's gonna be a bike night in LA, Hollywood, right up the street. At the time I was living on Sunset Boulevard, right at the 405 freeway. Yeah, I was balling a little bit.
Yes, you were. You were big balling. You was big balling.
I was balling a little bit. So I said, okay, I'm gonna ride to Hollywood because it was like right down the street. So I was like, okay, I put my way to the bike night, right? Yeah. I get there at the end of the night and there was one Black woman in the parking lot. She was a part of a motorcycle club. And she saw me come in to the thing, and I'm excited. Yo, my name is Porsche. I got my bike. I learned how to ride. And she was like, and she was an older woman, maybe about 20 years older than me. Uh-huh. I learned to ride at 27, right? Okay. So she said, I'm gonna take you under my wing. I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna teach you how to ride so you're safe. I'll never forget it. Her name was Federal. Everybody on the bike said got nicknamed, right? So her name was Federal because I think she had a federal job or something like that.
Yeah.
So
and what was your nickname? What was your nickname?
Originally, I didn't have a nickname. Eventually, I joined a motorcycle club and I became PT Cruiser.
Oh, right? Okay.
Because I was the slowest one in the club. Okay. But that's saying a lot because my club was really fast. Yeah. Now I'm the vice president of Steel Horses LA. Okay. But so the Cruiser got dropped eventually. Now I'm just PT. So okay. She decides she's gonna take me out. So I'm begging her line, yo, can we go out for a ride? Can we go for a ride, please? And she takes me and I learn how to ride. And as I go to what's called the Black Bike Set, you start to see these women that are actually riding their own bikes. And no doubt back then, especially because their social media wasn't as big, it wasn't easy to find, other women that rode. Yeah. We were there. Right. We're actually the backbone of the community. You'll usually find them cooking. You'll usually find them, hosting, helping, doing that kind of thing. But a lot of these women actually rode their own motorcycles. Yeah. But as social media started to pick up and I started doing my cross-country rides and chronicling my journeys and putting it in the magazine and featuring women in the magazine, you start to see an explosion. Yes. And I was getting inboxes from people. Oh my God, I've been following you. I finally was able to get my bike. I finally was able to get my license. And now if you go on to Black Girls Ride on Instagram, there's no way you can't say that there are Black female riders. But the thing that I knew that we were there, but the thing that I didn't count on was it being a global experience. I originally was only focused on the US. Right. We come to find out we've got riders in Dubai, Japan, Paris. Africa is huge. We're actually going to do a ride in Africa with Black female motorcycle riders. I'm excited about it. I mean, we've been doing a lot of great things in educating women because, women tend to learn the mistakes of their boyfriends. Yes. Yeah. Brothers, uncles. So, we're educating them on making good purchasing decisions that make sense for them, on how to not only buy the bike that fits them best, but how to buy accessories that might fit better, what things work, and just really making it comfortable and a good space for women to ask questions.
Okay, you mentioned accessories for that I don't say cater to women, but that are more, I guess, women would look at those accessories as beneficial to them. Like, what accessories would those be? Because as a man, I wouldn't think that way. I wouldn't think accessories would be different. How is it different?
Well, a woman's body shape, for one, is different from a man's, right? So in the past, what manufacturers would do is they would take a jacket, let's say a motorcycle jacket. They would what they call shrink it and pink it. They basically would maybe tailor it down a size or two for women and add some pink accessories to it. And that's enough, for women. But the truth is our body types are different. So women have breasts, which means the jacket needs to be cut to accommodate us so that when we hit the ground, it doesn't shift weird. If the jacket is cut improperly, it's going to gather in places and it's not going to protect you when you land. See, it's thinking of safety gear past it being a fashion accessory and being a life-saving accessory.
Wow, honestly, I've never thought of it that way. And I mean, I never thought of it that way. I really didn't. I thought you just get your boyfriend's big jacket and just wear it. Wow.
We're not doing that no more. It's 2021 and, everybody's got money enough to buy stuff that fits. So I'm against recycled gear because you don't know what's happened to it. And a lot of this stuff ages. A lot of the armor inside of the jacket after a few years, it ages and it becomes brittle. So you want to always try to switch your gear out after every 2 years if you can. Mm-hmm. You want to switch your helmet out after every 5 years if you can, because once that stuff ages and it solidifies, if it hits the ground, it does no good in protecting you.
Wow.
So these are things that you can't, once a helmet hits the ground one time, you need to get rid of it. You can't wear it again. And these are things that we aren't necessarily taught. You know what I mean? Exactly. So as I become an expert in the field, it's up to me to share this knowledge and this experience with other female riders.
My God. I mean, you're schooling me right now. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I'm going, oh my God. And I knew the part about the helmets hitting the ground, but as far as you explaining the jacket part, that just opened my eyes, because that is the ignorance of ignorance, but I mean, I just didn't know. You know what I mean? And wow, school me some more. Tell me some more I don't know about.
No, honestly, those are just a couple of things that you would consider. You want to make sure that whatever you're wearing on the road, it fits you comfortably enough. A lot of times people don't wear safety gear because they're not comfortable in it. It's either too bulky or they consider it too hot. But after you've hit the ground, like I just had an accident. I had a bad accident in April.
I was going to ask you about that, because you alluded to it on Instagram, and I was I was going to ask you about. Okay, so what happened? If you want to talk about it.
No, we could. It's a teachable moment. Okay. I was actually riding at 5:30 in the morning. I was on my way from Los Angeles on a cross country ride to Florida for an event. Mm-hmm. And I was coming through Texas, headed to Houston. And early in the morning, I got hit by a wall of really dense fog. Okay. And it was so bad that I couldn't see. Visibility was almost none. So, you're riding along. Imagine riding the speed limit on that highway that I was on is 80 miles per hour. I'm riding along. I've got tractor trailers on my right. I've got traffic behind me and a little bit of traffic ahead of me. But then all of a sudden you go from being able to see to nothing. You can't, it's just gray. And then the road takes a slight bend, right? So you can't see the curve, it bend. So if you notice when you're on these highways, on the side there are these little divots, trucker strips to keep the truckers on the road, right?
Right.
Well, I'm going 80 miles per hour because I'm keeping up with the speed of traffic. I hit the divot. My bike is at the time, it's an Indian Challenger. It's about 900 pounds with my tour pack on the back. You can't control it. Now it's a buck and Bronco, right? You're trying to get back, and you're dealing with uneven pavement. So when you're riding on a smooth road and then you drop off to the side, and there's a little dip. Yeah. So I can't see. I can't see what's in front of me. I can't see what's to the right of me. So the bike got away from me, and I ended up thankfully in the grass, and I tumbled. When I ride across country, I've got full gear on. I've got a full face helmet on. I've got a textile jacket on, jeans and riding boots. Right. And I walked away from that accident with a scar the size of a quarter on my left leg. No other scars, no neck injuries, no head injuries. definitely banged up and bruised up. Anytime you hit the ground going 80 miles per hour, you're gonna be sore.
Yeah.
But I hit grass and not asphalt, which was another huge blessing.
Yeah.
And so my bike was totaled. Everything that was on the left side of my bike was gone. So I must have hit like a guardrail or something like that. And I mean, I remember getting to the hospital and the nurse going, you were in a motorcycle accident. Oh my God, you're the best motorcycle accident victim I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, because Texas is a no helmet law state.
No,
so
Texas is crazy is what Texas is. Texas is crazy what they are.
So they're used to getting accident victims and calling the next of kin saying bad news.
Yeah.
When they saw me and I was conscious, they were like, oh my God, hallelujah. You know, of course they did x-rays, and this is a moment where being fluffy definitely didn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? I think it might have actually protected some bones and some ligaments.
You said that, not me. You said that.
Hey, listen, I claimed it. You know what I'm saying? All glory to God, because I'm going to tell you something. It wasn't my riding skill that saved me. That was nothing but God's favor that saved me. Because that could have went any kind of way.
Yes.
But, you know, it was a teachable moment. And the one thing that I know is if it's fog and you can't see, just pull over.
Right.
That's my in hindsight moment.
But it hit you so fast though, right? I mean,
it hit you fast. Everything happened so quickly.
Right.
It happened so quickly.
Right.
But I think that immediately I might have slowed down. I might have put my hazards on.
Right.
I was so concerned with traffic behind me coming up on me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why slowing down wasn't the immediate reaction. But had I slowed down, I might have been able to get over to the side. I don't know. I mean,
listen,
it's so many variables.
This might be high, and I know this is hindsight being 2020. And I'm not trying to be a jerk here, and I know you work out, so maybe. But do you ever take yoga? Because when I get in sticky situations when I'm riding, that breathing comes in, and I mean, there's split seconds where it could go wrong, and I go, and it makes all the difference in the world. I just remember being.
You know what? The thing is, I didn't panic. It wasn't a moment of panic.
Right.
It was a moment of literally the bike being too much to control. It's like when that front wheel hits a wobble, and it's no longer a smooth ride, you're trying to wrestle with it to get it back, you know, under control. And eventually I just ran out of road. That's what happened. If it was, you know, if I were on maybe a 4-lane highway where I had a shoulder, because there was no shoulder there.
Yeah.
You're talking about a different situation. But if I'm wrestling with it, and I've got a sliver of road,
right?
It is what it is. You know?
Now, mentally, did a moment of doubt hit you? Like, do I want to ride again, or was it like no big deal, or were you like a real rider? Go, how bad is the bike, Doc? How bad's the bike?
I think okay. So immediately. What happens? I could give you the playback. Immediately, you go through a bodily system check. Can I move my head? Can I move my arms? Okay, what's hurting? My left leg is hurting really bad. It might be broken. I don't think I can stand on it, but I'm alive. So you take that deep breath. Now, where's the bike? Okay, the bike is over there. That don't look good. That don't look good. That looks expensive. Okay. All right. And now, where's my stuff? Because I was loaded down with luggage, right? I'm on a long distance trip.
Right.
So, you know, luckily none of my bags bursted open. All of my stuff, shout out to Indian. They make great accessory products as well.
Nice plug. That's how you do it.
Shout out, you know. And so everything, you know, my trunk stayed locked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everything was good. I was able to get all of my stuff. And then you get to the hospital, and then, you know, my mom. So this is another teachable moment. I didn't have anybody's phone number memorized. We're now in the generation where you don't remember nothing. My phone is still in the middle of the 10 freeway in Texas. I don't know where that phone is. So, but I had one number memorized, my ex's phone number, right? So I'm calling in the middle of the night. Hey, had a motorcycle accident. What? Are you okay? Calm down. I need you to call my mom. Let them know what's going on. They're about to put me in the ambulance.
Yeah.
Okay. My mom was on the phone before I got to the hospital. I don't know how she found me. You never underestimate a Black woman looking for her child.
I know that's right.
As
I know that.
Wheeled into the hospital, the nurse is like, we got your mom on line 1, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that's amazing. I don't know how. So, I'm taking all the deep breaths. Now the pain hits me. The adrenaline is gone.
Okay.
The pain is coming.
Right.
And, obviously they're going to give you something for it, but it hurts.
Yeah.
You can't move your body the way you want to. Your muscles are like, I don't trust you to move anymore. We're going to keep you still for a minute. And then you start thinking about what happened. That's where, when the pain, it's when the pain meets your thoughts is where the doubt of whether you're going to ride again comes into play.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I knew for me, this was my 4th accident.
Wow.
By far the most extensive, the others were definitely bad, but nothing like this at all. I wasn't going nearly as fast in either of those. Okay. So this was the one where it was like, okay, you need to get back on a bike as soon as you're able to. Wow. And see if your body can handle it. Okay. And so I have another bike at home. My Challenger was totaled, but I have an Indian Chieftain at home. So when I got back home, after you deal with the expensive that goes along with an accident, trust me, an accident on the road is about $3,000, $4,000. Wow. Once you get into all of the financial repercussions. I got a ticket from the Highway Patrol for failure to maintain the lane. Are
you serious? Even though it was foggy and you tried to explain it to him?
$348, sir.
Did you plead to the judge? Like,
no,
hey.
No. I'm not from here. They don't like people from out of town. Pay the money, move on with your life.
Oh my God.
So wait, but it gets better. The Highway Patrol pulls your bike off the side of the road. They put it in the tow yard. $700 to get your bike out the tow. $700 on top of the $300 that you've already spent. Then I'm not leaving my bike, even in no matter what condition it is. I'm not leaving my bike in Texas. Yeah. So $1,200 to tow it from Texas to California.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah.
Then another $600 for a plane ticket home because you can't ride home anymore.
Oh my God. Man, yeah. That's the love of a rider right there, what you went through.
That's real. So when I got here and my body started to feel a little bit better, I was able to get on the bike and see for myself, is this something I want to do? And that's only a talk that you can have with yourself.
Yeah. But did a little doubt creep in maybe? Like, you know what? Or did anybody or any outside influence come in and say, Porsche?
Mom is going to be on the phone like, hey, I don't know why you need to be riding across country anymore. You know what I'm saying? Now, which I feel bad about. Anytime that I ride, she's a nervous wreck now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing that I regret.
Yeah.
Because this was literally her biggest fear come to life.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So that's the only part that I regret. I was always gonna ride again. It's just in me. For me, it's my wind therapy. It's where I kind of get my peace and my solace, and it's the one space where I'm allowed to be selfish.
Yes.
Because when you're going through your day, you're taking care of your family, your spouse, your kids, your loved one. Your job has demands on you, but when you're on the bike, you don't have room for anybody else's thoughts or needs or wants. You have to arrive safely. And long distance rides allow me to have that talk with God.
Yes. I was going to ask you about that because and correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe it's, a regional thing or whatever, but I always said that it always starts off from maybe 16 or 18, whatever, to about 26. People get the sport bike, which is nothing wrong with it, by the way. And you had a Gixxer back in the day. And the same color.
I've had a few sport bikes. Yeah, I had a Hayabusa. I've had.
The funniest thing on your Instagram was you go, I want to thank the thief that stole my Gixxer. That way I was able to get a Busa, which I thought was great. That's the ultimate in positivity. The ultimate positivity.
This the thing, man. In my whole life, God has always wanted more for me than I've wanted for myself.
Yeah.
Right. So when you think, oh, I can only get the base model, God comes along and goes, nah, we're gonna give you the top of the line for the same price.
I'll just have somebody steal your bike to show you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you're gonna hurt for a minute, but trust me, you're gonna love the upgrade when you finally get it. Yeah.
I thought that was the greatest post ever. Shout out to the thief that stole my Gixxer. I was able to get my Busa. But what I liked about it is we all go through that, like I said, 18 to about 24, 25, 26 era where everybody's a sport bike and you're zooming up and down the street, whatever, which is nothing wrong with it. I mean, I've done it. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. But then what I've noticed, and maybe it's here, is that once around, especially the girls, whatever, or guys too, actually, they get around at 28, 29, and then they go, okay, this is getting kind of old, and they have a girlfriend, and maybe she gets pregnant, or they get married, they have a kid, they got to sell the bike. And then so they go without riding for a while, and then around 40, 42, the kid gets a little older, they get the Harley, and then they just go up and down the street again, or whatever, and go to a bike night, and that's it. And I tell people all the time, the reason I got a different bike after my Gixxer was I wanted to travel, because travel takes, that's a whole different, I can't explain to you. You understand it, but it's like getting people to understand that opens up a whole different, just riding. And like you said, being with yourself, and especially out west. And like you said, it's just you and whatever you believe in, talk to yourself. You talk problems out. You can, as you're looking at the landscape of the world, wherever you're at, and traveling, I try to tell people, traveling is the greatest thing you can do on a motorcycle. There's nothing beats traveling on two wheels.
Yeah, it's definitely a different way to see the world. You get to be a part of it instead of looking out of a window. You get to feel the road. It's a more of an interactive experience. You might, especially here in California, you might pass through the garlic fields and you can smell the garlic, or you can smell the strawberries in the air. You can, it's more of an interactive experience, but it's just nothing beats it. I remember the first time. So the reason I switched, right, because I was sport bike till I die. I was going to do my cross country ride on my Busa. Yeah. But here's God. I get into an accident. Okay. I had been in I think it was 2015. I had been really sick. I had a ovarian cyst. Oh. And I was in intensive care for like 10 days. Mm-hmm. But when you're in a hospital for 10 days, you got a hell of a bucket list. You start thinking about what you would do if you could get out of here. Yeah. If I could taste a cheeseburger when I get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So hold on. Go ahead. No.
In-N-Out Fat Burger or In-N-Out Fat Burger or what's the other one out there? Which was your favorite? Which is your favorite?
Burger, definitely. I would get
yes! Yeah. I knew I loved you for a reason. Fat Burger till I die.
Fat Burger, grilled onions, definitely. In-N-Out's not bad, but Fat Burger's it. So there was a Fat Burger across the street from the hospital that I was staying at. Like literally, I'm in intensive care, right? And I could just walk with my IV to the window to see the Fat Burger and walk back to my bed every day. I was like, as soon as I get out of here, I'm going to get me a Fat Burger. Right? I couldn't eat the whole. I got the littlest one they had, but I got one. But I was saying that to say I had decided I was going to ride across country. When the doctor cleared me to ride, the very first night, I get on my Busa, and I'm coming from an event. And a guy makes a left turn in front of me. Yeah. I have the green light. He makes the left turn in front of me. Somebody's walking across the crosswalk. He stops in the intersection. I'm either going to T-bone him or I got to lay the bike down. I lay the bike down. The bike slides into the car, right? Yeah. I wanted to kill this man. Do you understand me? I got up off the ground looking for him. Luckily, I wasn't going that fast, but I definitely was hurt.
Yeah.
So I get up off the ground. I'm looking at the front end on my bike, like there goes the cross country trip.
Yeah.
But I'm still doing my thing. I get a call from BMW. Hey, would you like to ride the new BMW R1200 RT across country? I sure would. That would be amazing. And that ended my relationship with sport bikes because it's just you talking about comfort. You talking about luxury. You talking about I had never had storage that was bigger than this. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now I got full bags. I got a radio. I got satellite control. I got, what I'm saying? It was a whole nother. Whew, it just changed my life.
Let me tell you, I feel this. You know what? I love my bike. Love it. But
what do you ride?
I ride a Ducati Pikes Peak Multistrada. 2016. That was the bike. I swear to God, when I was looking to get a different bike. I was happy with my jigs, but I wanted something different. And I was looking, maybe this one, maybe that one. And I saw a picture of that bike, and it was like seeing, you fall in love at first sight. You go, that's the one I want. It's like being at a club, back in your club days. You go, that's the one. That's who I want right there. Yeah. And I got that bike. I saved and got that bike, and I swear to, and I love it. I love it. I wrote it down here today. As a matter of fact, I love it. But I ain't gonna lie. There was like a Harley parked in front in my gym, and I go, man, that seat does look comfortable. You know what I mean? Well, no, I won't get a Harley. No, I mean,
I'm just saying, test ride what I would suggest you do if you're starting to like that body style is to take that Indian Challenger out because it's going to give you the performance that your sport bike will give you.
I told all my friends, not because you're a brand ambassador and you're getting another plug-in, which I don't blame you. It's because which is you are doing it slick. That's how you do it. But no, honestly, if it's not an Indian, it might be a Moto Guzzi. I just love Italian things. But if it's not a Moto Guzzi, it's going to be an Indian because I'm not going to lie to you, man. That Indian makes me go... Like it's like
you gotta ride it though. That's the thing. I mean, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's the performance and the amount that you get for the money. That's why they still trying to chase down the Indians and the King of Bagger. It's not even the top end speed on the bike. It's the agility of it in the turns. You're talking about the suspension, and they can't compete with that. If BMW, right, and Indian had a baby, it would be, or even Ducati and BMW had a baby, it would be the Challenger.
Oh, a BMW and Ducati baby would be.
I'm telling you.
Okay, so you got if a German and an Italian had a baby, it'd be an Indian.
That's right. It would be the Challenger.
So
with an American adoptive parent.
So if the Germans came over here and the Italians had a baby, it'd be a little Indian and with agility.
It means you're gonna have you got American styling, but
so it would be the Tiger Woods of motorcycles, basically.
Basically. And we all know what a champion Tiger is, right?
We all know what a champion.
Exactly.
Yes. And you know what? And I was gonna save this for later, but since we're on that subject, and you're a brand ambassador for Slingshot. I put it out there on my Facebook and my Instagram. I said, hey, you got any questions for Porsche? Blah blah. And my best friend hit me and go, hey man, make sure you ask if I get the hookup for a Slingshot. And then I go, hey man, and haha. And then he hit me back like an hour later. Go, no man, I'm serious. Ask her how I can get a hookup.
How you can get the hookup on a Slingshot?
On a Slingshot. So
listen, it's not hard. Just go talk your stuff to the dealer. They got they got deals in your city. They got deals right now.
Well, can we mention like your name and they might be? Oh, we can definitely knock off like 5 or whatever.
You can do that with I have discount codes right now for Indian.
Okay, so if I went to Indian dealership,
or if you're serious about buying an Indian, I can save you $500.
Oh, man, you know what? After this is over, we might need to talk after this is over.
Yeah, seriously.
We might need to talk after this is over.
I'm telling you, I absolutely love both. I like the Slingshot because it's its own experience. It's not like anything you've ever driven.
Right, and that's becoming its own little subculture. Also, the Slingshot culture, it's beautiful.
And its own culture.
And I was going to ask, how did you become an ambassador for Indian and Slingshot?
Well, you know what? I started riding Indians in 2016. And I really loved it. I fell in love with the bike. I went to them to sponsor some Black Girls Ride events that I had wanted to do. And they were really receptive to it, which is why I have a lot of respect for Polaris in general, because as you can imagine, over these last few years, it's become a trend to work with African-American brands to show some type of solidarity and inclusion where it's been lacking. But they have been consistent since I've started working with them way back before it was trendy to do so. And I can really say that they've been a great partner for Black Girls Ride. And what happens is because you can take any company as a sponsor, but I really believe in the product, like for the technology that you get and the styling that you get for the money, you can bang dollar for dollar. Indian is the best investment motorcycle wise, at least for me. You know what I'm saying? Harley still hasn't caught up with any of the tech that they have on their V-twin bikes. Mm-hmm. They're going to make you spend another $20,000 to get what you can get from an Indian out the door from the base model.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So the Challenger is a liquid cool bike, and the 131 Harley that you got to spend another $25,000 for that engine. It still can't really, it doesn't give you everything that you get from an Indian. And they really make great products. So that's the thing too.
And here's what I want to ask you: is it like, sometimes I would think about getting sponsorship for this podcast, or whatever. But it's also, I kind of like being independent because I can basically say what I want to say without the fear like, they might try to shut me down or I might lose this sponsorship. And I know that I saw you like during the election time, you had the big Biden Harris flag and you flew that, and it was like. I'm not gonna lie. Like if money's on the line, I can lose that. I mean, and knowing where I'm at now in life, I go, I don't know if I could. Did they have a problem with you doing that, or did you ask them, or?
No, I'm not gonna ask. It's my political beliefs. You bought the package. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Good, bad, or indifferent. If I'm not saying anything that's gonna harm anyone,
right.
Then I don't think that I should have a problem. But I mean, we did a ride to the March on Washington.
Yes, that's what I was talking about. Yes.
And Indian said, hey, whatever you need, we're here to support you. We believe in what you're doing. And to me, that was huge. They didn't have to do that,
Wow.
They didn't have to do that, but they acknowledged that there's a problem. And for me, I can't have a magazine named Black Girls Ride and not speak for issues that pertain to the Black community.
That's beautiful. I think that's wonderful. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I think that's beautiful what you do. And to go out on, and it sounds like nothing to some people, but they don't understand. Sometimes, man, it's the little things like that make the difference.
Right. It definitely, it made me proud to be a Polaris ambassador. Because again, they didn't want any promotion for that. If you notice, there wasn't any Indian logos on anything that I did, right. But they were there to support, and I thought that was amazing. And the relationship that I have with them it's organic. It doesn't feel like I have to hawk anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's an organic thing. We're out here. That's the thing about our culture anyway. If you buy whatever brand bike you buy,
right,
you're gonna buy into that culture full throttle.
Yes.
You're gonna get the jacket, the helmet, the boots to match.
Yeah.
You're gonna be logoed up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So to get sponsorship for that, for just riding my ride, for providing education to female motorcyclists, I think it's an amazing thing. And I'm definitely very, very thankful for that partnership.
I think that's beautiful. But here's the thing. Do you think you can persuade the other brothers to go from Harley to Indian? Because for some reason...
That's not my job.
I know it's not your job, but do you think like, hey, you guys should try this Indian? Like,
let me tell you my take on it.
Okay.
If somebody got the Harley tattoo and they really that gung-ho, they're married to that brand.
Yeah. But
they gonna fight you tooth and nail anytime the conversation comes up.
Yeah.
That's not even who I'm talking to.
Right.
I'm talking to somebody with an open mind because I come from, so remember, I come from marketing from
Yes.
both music and sports, right? So
Yes.
I already know that this is all, this is all you have an emotional connection to a logo.
Yes.
I don't have emotional connections to logos. I have emotional connections to great products.
Oh, I love
Right?
that. That is beautiful right there. An
Right? The
emotional connection
logo
to
doesn't
great
make
products.
me. I
Yes.
make the logo better, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if I ride an Indian, a BMW, a Ducati, a Suzuki, which I've ridden all of those.
Yes.
I'm Porsche Taylor, ain't nothing greater, no matter what I ride. You see what I'm saying? If you have invested so much in this brand
Yeah.
that you can't see yourself riding something better,
Yeah.
that's your fault. And I'm not here to persuade you. That's like asking somebody to leave their wife. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna happen. But you will catch that single dude that's in the market, right?
Yeah, right.
That might be moving from sport bikes to cruisers.
Yes. Yes.
We can have a real conversation on how you need to at least test ride this bike.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you test ride it and you line it up against whatever your friends are telling you to buy,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Make sure you at least try on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least try. Everybody gonna tell you to go buy Nikes, but at least try on a pair of Adidas. You never know. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I love it because you know what? It's so funny. Some people get stuck in their ways, and I understand that because sometimes I have a hard time right now. Sometimes getting out of that stuck in my ways. So I purposely will take different ways here to do the podcast. Or I'll purposely go. I try not to get in a routine, and it's harder the older you get. You know, so I do my hardest to stay out of getting in a routine, and I love that. Is that pick up that person when they're making that transition, get them during that transition. And I think the world is changing in a way where it's not just strictly, if it ain't a Harley, it ain't shit. I mean, it's here, you know, if it ain't a Harley.
I mean, that's the thing. In our community, you got motorcycle clubs that won't let you join their club unless you got a Harley, right? To me, that's the most idiotic move ever because they are not cutting y'all a check to have that in your bylaws. Right?
Yeah.
So again, you know, but again, that's what you love. By all means, do your thing. To me, I never wanted to be the person that rode what everybody else rode.
Yes, exactly. Same way here. Yes. Yeah.
You could go to any bike night and see 1 million Harleys. They all look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would come up with my BMW and people would be like, oh, what is that? Oh my God, it looks like a transformer. That's right. Exactly. It's different. I'm different. It's different over here. I would come on my Indian and they'd be like, oh my God, I never seen one custom painted like that. I didn't know you could do that with an Indian. Oh my God, look at that. That's crazy. And guess what? I spent so much less than you spent on your Harley that I could get my bike custom painted for the same price. We paid the same price.
I remember when I hit you up on Instagram and said, because when you got Goldie, when you first got Goldie, I hit you up. I did. I go, way to go. I think typical me, I think I got on your nerves, so you quit responding. But yeah, I did.
I don't know. I just get so many inboxes.
I know. But no, I never inbox.
The new Goldie is coming. Goldie 2.0 is coming. I think not this week, but next week it'll be finished.
I can't wait. I mean it. I can't wait. You know me, I'll follow you. I'll get on your damn nerves for you. Hey, listen, thanks. I appreciate it. But could you please stop bothering me? I mean, that's me.
No, I don't. I'm not like that. It's just I got a million things to do. And sometimes I don't even get a chance to respond. I have, a team that handles a lot of that stuff.
I know you do.
But, it's a great, great look.
Now, before I forget, and I'm going out of sorts here, is that here's what I want you to do. With your connections and entertainment, this is what I want you to do. I want you to get somebody to do the Bessie Springfield story. Because that story needs to be told. And if you don't star in it, I think Queen Latifah should be in it. If
Queen
you don't,
Latifah should star in it. She's a writer and she does her thing.
well, listen, if I try to get in touch with her, security would come and they'd beat me up, and you wouldn't hear from me ever
They
again.
probably would beat me up too.
No, they wouldn't. You're a wonderful female. So what you do is, I want you with your connections. Look, give her some Adidas. Give her some Adidas. Some
I did gave her Adidas.
Well, give her some more Adidas and get the Bessie Springfield story. Look, I'll write it, and then you go, hey, listen, this dude I did a podcast for, he said he wants you to do this movie.
You know what? I think that the Bessie Springfield story is an amazing story. It definitely needs to be made. And there have been books and all kind of stuff dedicated to her story. I want to know what happens after Bessie, though, because that's where the story got dropped. If you look at the history of Black female motorcycling, all you'll find before Black Girls Ride is Bessie Springfield.
Yeah.
So my job is to tell the news stories.
Oh, I love that. Look at you.
There's so many news stories. I want you to Google Michaela Moore.
Oh, I know about her. I know about her.
Michaela's amazing. You know, there's so many other new people that are coming, the new influencers that are now hitting the Instagram scene and YouTube and doing their thing. I'm proud of the Caramel Curves who just did their partnership with Rihanna and the Fenty line. We were the first ones to feature Caramel Curves out of New Orleans, and now they're in Vogue magazine. You see? So the culture is growing by leaps and bounds. I don't want us to get stuck on the historical side.
Yes, you got to move forward in life.
Yeah,
and I mean, that's why, honestly, I know it sounds like a load of crap because we don't know each other. So sometimes when people don't know me and they hear me talking, they go, is this dude for real? You know what I mean? but no, that's why I was looking at your stuff and I was like, my God, because, we got in touch through Alan, and I was like, no, man, she's fam. And the way he texted, he goes, no, she's fam. I go, gotcha, bro. And man, I'm telling you, he was so right because, he's all about the positivity, not with that bull. And I was just looking at your Instagram, I was like, yes. I mean, it was all about nothing but just good vibes from you. And that's why I go, I can't wait to talk to this woman. And just talking to you now. And like you said, it's about the future. It's about, using your social media platform to talk. And for people who don't understand this, and I feel like, I hate that I have to say this, but sometimes people don't get it. When you say Black Girls Ride magazine or whatever, it's not, it's women of color, but everybody can join. You're inclusive.
Absolutely.
Everybody's inclusive. And that's what's beautiful. But we have to say that because some people don't understand that.
Right. And it's since the beginning, of course, I've gotten, why isn't it all girls ride? Why is it Black Girls Ride? And to be honest, I'm unapologetic about it being Black Girls Ride. But all riders are always welcome, and we do cover other riders, and we've got great relationships with riders in the culture. No matter what color you are, you know what I mean?
Of course.
But it needed to be said because we weren't getting featured. We weren't getting the marketing spend. We weren't getting advertising dollars. We weren't getting editorial content from other companies. So instead of complaining, I'm just going to be the change I want to see.
That's what I'm talking. Oh, I love it. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, Porsche, I love you, baby. Before we get out of here, I'm try to get some one-word answers from you before we get out of here. And also, back to Biker Boys. Yeah, it was a cheesy movie, but it changed your life. And if you ever want to see the best motorcycle movie, go to Netflix, and there's a movie called Burnout. It's a French movie. It's called Burnout. And only riders will understand it, but it's called Burnout. It's a French movie. Read the subtitles. Don't get it dubbed in English. But I promise you'll love it. Promise you.
All right, I'm gonna take that. I wrote that down.
Okay, one word. Okay, one word answers. Okay, here we go. What's your most memorable ride? Which should be tough for you because you've been everywhere. What's the one that sticks out the most for being just like wow for whatever reason?
Los Angeles to New York in 2016 with my club brothers.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, that was an amazing trip.
Scariest ride?
April 8th, 2021.
Okay. That the one in Houston?
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one where I crashed. That was scary as hell.
Okay. The one ride that you can't wait to go, the dream ride, the one you haven't done yet, but you're gonna get there.
Somewhere in Europe.
Yes. Hey, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I've been to. What you should do is I'm trying to tell you how to run your life. But if you ever get to Milan, Italy, rent
I
from
was just getting ready to say Italy. Yeah.
Okay, go to ride up the Stelvio Pass.
Okay.
The Stelvio Pass. And when you do, somewhere, just say it out in the universe. Say, thank you, BT. And for some reason, I'll hear it osmosically.
Absolutely.
I'm making that word up, but I'll hear it.
I'm going to make that ride happen sooner than you know.
Go up the Stelvio Pass, and I promise you, you will go, thank you, BT.
Yep. Okay. All right, I'm on it.
Man, honestly, I knew it was going to be this way. I can't say I'm surprised because I knew it was going to be this way. You learned me about a lot of stuff, and I mean that, and that's why I love doing this. I love meeting new people, and I feel like now when I hit you up on Instagram, I go, oh, hey, it's you. So
you know how Instagram is, man. Everybody's trying to sell you something or you know what I mean? So I'm real like arm's distance.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, and plus you don't know me.
We meet in real life. That's different. But if you just coming on as a comment or in the DM, it's like
no. I never go DM. I never go DMs. Yeah, never.
It's a lot of shadiness. A lot of people hacking and doing all kind of nonsense.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm just shady in real life, so people look at me like I don't.
So, well, you got blessed by Alan, so we good. We good money.
Yeah, honestly, I could go on and on about Alan, what he's done. That dude doesn't get the credit he deserves for like, you know, he could go a different way with that magazine as far as like with women in bike, but he shows women who ride, who ain't about the bikini and all that stuff, who really ride. And from Alan, that's where I learned about that. I didn't know about women riding groups. So Alan, man, big shout out to him because he taught me there was more to women in bikes and, you know, being with the G-string out and bending over and being on your back of your man's bike, which is nothing wrong with that, by the way. But he showed me.
It's a lot wrong with that from a female perspective. But I acknowledge that it's a part of the culture that's not going anywhere.
Yeah, but you know, but he taught me, but I saw through that there's more to it, and that's why I meet people like you, and that's what I'm grateful for. So Porsche Taylor, thank you so much. If you guys get a chance, go to blackgirlsride.com, and if you want a slingshot, if you want an Indian, mention Porsche Taylor's name, you get a little money off.
Right, yo, hit me up, DM me definitely for the discount code if you're serious about buying an Indian.
And I'm gonna tell my boy you can't help him on the slingshot, but on Indian.
I mean. What kind of help is he looking for? You know?
I don't know. That's my dude. So he just come on, man. Tell him to hook me. It's so I could hear it in my voice. He go, come on, man. I'm serious, man. I want to hook up on the slingshot. So I'll tell him, you know, whatever.
That's hilarious.
I know. It's the truth, though. So I feel like we're best friends now, Porsche. I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Where are you guys located?
I'm in Indianapolis. I'm downtown Indianapolis right now.
Oh, I'll be there for sure. Yeah, the Centennial's next year.
Well, you tell me when you're going to come through or anywhere near. And honestly, man, I would love to hit you up and let's get a ride in. Or, you know, I come out to L.A. to see my aunt. She still lives off of Arbor Vitae. And honestly, and every time I'm in L.A., I make it a point to go see her. She's 95 now. So, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I make it a point to go see her. And, you know, I work for a cruise line and we docked in Long Beach. So you never know. I might say, hey, Porsche.
Hey, you're literally right around the corner. I live off of Ocean. So, yeah, just come and,
we'll meet at the Starbucks on that pier, right? You know, right? All the stuff in. Meet at the Starbucks and maybe go across and get some Converse from that little outlet store.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Porsche, thank you so much.
I got you.
I mean that. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you so much.
All right. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome. Thank you, everybody, for watching Tales from a Gemini. If you have any questions for me or Porsche, hit her up at Porsche Taylor on Instagram. And like I say about this time, you know the word, peace.